Okay guys, this video is about our wings, and it's when we have the ball. We're going to go over the different options that they have. So to orient ourselves here, we've got our goalie here, our 3 defenders here, our 2 center mids here, and our 2 wings here, and our center forward here. So we're going to be talking about the wings now and the different options they have when they have the ball. Okay, so here's the ball. If our defender has the ball, our center back has the ball, or our center mid on this side has the ball, then we'll talk about this wing and what they should do. So our starting position, I'm going to put in their defenders. These blue guys are going to be the defenders, okay? So we know where to go. So whenever the ball, the first thing that our wings are going to do is they're going to want to get wide here. So they want to get wide on the outside shoulder of their defender from where the ball is. Okay, so on the back shoulder of this defender, and they're wide all the way to that touch line. So if this defender has the ball, then this wing is going to check back to receive that ball. So once they receive that ball, they want to receive it with their high foot so they can face upfield. And the different options we have now, we're going to talk about. So the first option is to pass to the center forward here. So that's either going to be straight down the line here, or if the defender is blocking that pathway, then to the forward checking in here. So the forward is going to either make the forward starting position. If the ball's over here, the forward's going to want to get on the back shoulder of their defender so the defender cannot see them and the ball at the same time. And if they have that, the 2 options they're going to make are to make that hook run to receive it down the line, or to come back and check into this space here. So making a hook run like that, if the defender's there, so they can play it down to him there. Or if the defender's blocking that pass, then they're gonna check back in here into this space to receive the ball there. So that's one option for the wing. The first option, we always wanna try and go forward first. So the next option is to, let me clean this off, is to go to the center mid. So if they check back to the ball and they receive it and the defender's tight on them and they don't have a passing option to go to the forward, then they can play in the center mid. Every time we play the ball, we always want to pass and move. So if they pass it there, they're going to look to get in behind their defender for a give-go there, okay? Even if they don't get it, that's the option. They play it to the center mid, look for a give-go. I didn't say this, but if they played it to the center forward here in this checking position, they also want to make that run for a give-go, okay? So first option is play it to the forward. Second option is play it to that center mid. The third option is if they are marked tight and they cannot go forward, then they play it back to this defender behind them. Any and every time they play it back to that defender, they want to drop back and wide to become an option. What that does is this. If their defender goes with them, that creates a passing lane for this defender to pass it up to the forward here into that space. If the defender stays here and cuts off that pass, then they can play the wing again, and we just start over, looking to go forward or to the center mid. So those are the 4 different options. We either pass it forward to the forward, we pass it laterally to the center mid, or we pass it back to the defender. So now, the last thing, we didn't talk about this far wing, away from the ball. So, let's say that the ball is on this side of the field now, okay? They play it into this wing. This forward makes a hook run. That defender is going to go with them. What that has just done is created an amazing space right here that we want to attack. And that's where this wing comes into play. So they're going to stay wide and not come into this space until, if this wing gets the ball and takes a touch into this space and can play them through, boom, they make that hook run into that space. They always want to be on the back shoulder of this defender, okay? So the one option is to make a run in there, a hook run, when this wing has it, or if they're marked tight and they play it back to this center mid, that center mid's going to look to play them. If that center mid has a defender blocking that, then this center mid's going to drop back and they play it to there. Once that passing lane's open and that wing can see it, they're going to try and play them through into that space. That is one of the most dangerous runs that we're trying to make to get into this most dangerous place on the field, okay? So This far post wing is going to stay wide, but look to attack this space once the center forward clears out that space and moves that defender out of there. Another way that that space opens up for them is this. If the center mid has the ball and the forward checks into them to get that ball, that defender is going to go with them. So if they play them there, that center forward can play it off to the midfielder that can then play it into that space for this wing to run into, okay? Or if they play it over to this wing, again, there's a gap for them to play it into that space. Anytime the center forward draws that defender out of this space by checking to the ball or making a run to the wing, the other wing has to be looking to run into that space. That's where they want to attack, and that's where we want to attack. So just in closing, there's a few principles. I'm just going to show you a clip of what we've done. Just wrote out everything we just talked about, just so you can pause it and review it if you ever want to. But a couple key principles. You always want to make 2 runs, okay? You always want to make 2 runs. So the first run, let's say the ball comes to this center mid or this defender. The first run is to get back and wide, to hook out wide and get on the back shoulder of the defender. The ball's here, the defender can't see the ball and you at the same time. If the ball's here, it's hard for the defender to see you and the ball at the same time. So the first run is for the defender and to create space, get high and wide. The second run is to receive the ball. You check back hard to get the ball, okay? You get wide, if the ball's here, you check in to get the ball here, okay? So 2 runs, always make 2 runs. The second principle, you've got to want the ball. You've got to constantly be moving to make yourself an option and support your teammates. The third thing is you always want to check your shoulder to see the entire field. Where's your defender? Where's their space? Where do we have numbers? The fourth thing is you want to look to go forward. If you can't go forward, you want to go lateral. If you can't go lateral, you'll go back. 5, play the way you face. Receive the ball if somebody's on your back. You should have options open behind you. Play them, then we go forward. 6, through balls. If we're going to play a through ball to the wings or to the forwards, that has to be 1 or 2 touches at most, so plan your runs accordingly. And the third one is always make hook runs to stay on sides. You stay on sides till the ball's kicked, then you go. You hook around, you stay on sides till the ball's kicked, boom, then you go. Okay, those are the key principles, and here they are written out. And then the last thing is, you can pause that and look at that if you want to. And the last one is, this is everything we just talked about. You can review and read it and go over it yourself.